Some days I'd open the fridge and close it right back, not because I wasn't hungry, but because I didn't even know what I wanted anymore. It's not that I don't know how to eat healthy, but between work, family, and a constantly busy mind trying to eat better just became one more thing to control, and I was already maxed out. If you've ever eaten something just to quiet the noise, only to feel worse after, this video gently walks you through how a minimalist meal approach can lead to better health, not by doing more, but by needing less. Gone. Before I notice, late at night, when the day finally quiets down, that's when it hits. The tired mind, the craving for something, anything that feels like a treat. I used to reach for the same snacks every time thinking it was harmless. But I wasn't hungry. I was depleted. And once I started, I wouldn't stop until the whole bag was gone. What helped wasn't willpower. It was interrupting the pattern before it started. I stopped buying anything I could finish in one sitting. That became my rule. Not because the food was bad, but because I wanted fewer decisions to fight through when I was already worn out. Now, I keep small portions of snacks I actually enjoy and store them out of sight, like in the laundry room cabinet. I still have treats, but I don't have the daily regret spiral that used to come with them. This one shift made everything feel a little less chaotic. Like I was finally back in charge of my own kitchen. Pause the pattern. I used to think I needed more discipline, but the real problem wasn't willpower. It was that everything was too easy to grab. Snacks were always visible, easy to reach, and ready to eat with no effort. So of course I kept reaching for them. What helped was creating just enough friction to interrupt the habit. I stopped keeping snack foods on the kitchen counter. I moved them to a bin with a lid and a cabinet I actually have to reach for. Sometimes I even leave a sticky note on it. Still hungry or just tired. It's not about restriction. It's about giving yourself a second to notice what you're doing before you're halfway through the bag. That tiny pause gave me back control. I didn't even know I'd lost. The shelf. You'll thank yourself for. I used to think I needed a full pantry makeover to eat better, but the truth is, most days I was just grabbing what was closest, especially when I was rushed or stressed. So I made one small change. I cleared one shelf in the fridge and one spot in the pantry just for foods I never regret eating. Things like washed fruit, pre-cooked rice, boiled eggs, a jar of tahini. Not perfect meals, just things that help me build something decent without overthinking. Having those few options in one spot saved me from the random grabs I always regretted. It's not about restriction. It's about making the easier choice the one that actually supports you. That little setup made it possible to eat better without needing more willpower, just less friction. You're not a trash can. There was a stretch where I kept eating things I didn't even like just because I didn't want to waste them. Leftovers I didn't enjoy, snacks I bought on impulse. I'd tell myself I was being responsible, but it never felt good. Eventually, I realized wasting food in the trash isn't better or worse than wasting it in my body. Either way, the cost was already paid. But only one of those choices kept me stuck in guilt and discomfort. Now I pause and ask, if I hadn't paid for this, would I still want it? If the answer is no, I let it go with a quiet promise not to buy it again. It's not about being wasteful. It's about refusing to be the trash can for your own purchases. This shift helped me let go of old snacks, old guilt, and the pressure to fix a past decision with my body. If it makes you squint, skip it. I used to stand in the grocery aisle, squinting at ingredient lists, trying to make the right decision. It always left me more confused than confident. I thought reading every label meant I was being mindful, but really I was just adding another layer of stress. Now I don't try to catch everything. I just look for a few basics, real ingredients I can picture, and fewer of them. If it has 20 things I don't recognize, I usually put it back. Not because I'm scared of food, just because it's not worth the brain fog. Letting go of perfection gave me a clearer rule. If a food makes me pause and overthink, it's probably not the support I need right now. It's such a relief to stop obsessing and just choose what feels clean and easy for me. One meal. No thinking. There were so many nights I'd stand in the kitchen hungry, but too drained to decide. That's when takeout or snacking crept in, not because I wanted junk, but because I didn't have energy to figure anything else out. Now, I keep one simple meal I always have ingredients for. For me, it's sautéed greens, eggs, and rice. Nothing fancy, but it's warm, filling, and takes under 10 minutes. When I don't know what to eat, that's what I make. No decisions, no guilt. Having a fallback meal makes the chaos quieter. It's not about variety. It's about having one soft landing when the day's been too much. The no-brainer list. I used to walk into the store with no plan and just hope I'd make good choices. But it rarely worked, especially when I was tired or distracted. I'd forget the basics, then spend the week making weird meals out of whatever was left. Now I keep a short, brainless grocery list on my phone. A few staples I always feel good about. Not meal plans, just ingredients that turn into real food without too much thought. Things like rice, spinach, eggs, chickpeas, plain yogurt, bananas. Stuff that works no matter what kind of week I'm having. It's not about discipline. It's about removing one more place where chaos used to sneak in. Backup in the freezer. There were weeks when even 10 minutes of cooking felt impossible. I'd end up ordering food I didn't really want just to fill the gap. And afterward, I'd feel worse, not just physically, but mentally too. Now, I always keep one rescue meal in the freezer. Something I made ahead when I had more energy. A soup, a stir-fry, even just frozen cooked rice, and a sauce I like. Nothing elaborate. Just something I can heat and eat without thinking. It's not about planning every meal. It's about preparing for the version of you that won't feel like cooking. That backup plan has saved me more times than I can count. Cheap regret still costs too much. I used to justify buying certain snacks because they were on sale. I'd tell myself it was a good deal, even though I knew how I'd feel after eating them. Not just bloated or tired, but disappointed, like I'd let myself down again. Eventually, I started asking a different question. Do I like who I become around this food? If the answer was no, I stopped putting it in my cart, sale or not. This isn't about labeling foods good or bad. It's about removing the ones that consistently make you feel out of control. That tiny shift gave me permission to prioritize peace over price. And honestly, nothing feels more expensive than another spiral you didn't need. Who are you really buying it for? For a long time, I kept a shelf of snacks and treats, just in case people came over. Chips, drinks, desserts, I didn't even like that much. But most weeks, no one did. And I was the one eating it. Eventually, I had to admit, stocking for guests was often just an excuse to keep temptations nearby. Now, if I don't want to eat it myself, I don't keep it. When people do come over, I buy fresh things for that day, things I actually feel good about sharing. It's such a small shift, but it broke a pattern I didn't even know I was stuck in. Not a plan, just a rhythm. I used to treat healthy eating like a challenge, reset days, food journals, new plans every week. It was all effort and very little ease, and it never lasted. What finally shifted things wasn't doing more, it was repeating a few calm decisions often enough that they became part of how I live. Buying less junk, keeping one fallback meal, avoiding food that triggers the spiral. That's it. When eating better stopped being a project, I stopped rebelling against it. It just became how I moved through the week, with fewer crashes, fewer regrets, and way less noise. Most of the time, it's not that we don't know what to eat, it's that we're too drained to choose well. But when the noise is dialed down and the decisions get simpler, something shifts. You start reaching for foods that support you, not sabotage you. You feel less guilt, fewer crashes, and more steady energy to get through the day. And it doesn't have to be all at once. Even one calmer choice, like removing that one snack that always pulls you in, can create a ripple. If that kind of ease sounds good to you, feel free to like or subscribe. No pressure, just if it helps you keep going.